the lights out, hide till it's bright out. Oh, just another lonely night. Are you willing to sacrifice your life?
Everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be doing my first Halloween look. I've already started with my foundation on and my brows complete. The foundation I've got on is the NARS Sheer Glow, and I'm starting off with my eyes for this look, and I've got my MAC paint pot in the shade Soft Ochre, and this is just going all over the eyes, all the way up to the brow bone as a base for the eyeshadows, and this is just going to really hold it on for a lot longer and stop it from creasing. So then for eyeshadow, I've got my BH Day and Night palette. I think this is a fantastic palette, especially for Halloween looks, just because you've got so many different shades in there. But I'm just taking the two lightest matte shades in the palette and placing this or brushing this all over the lid up to the brow bone. This is just going to help our other eyeshadows blend a lot easier over the top, and yeah, we kind of want to have a bit of a white base for this look. So then I'm taking a matte grey eyeshadow. This is going to be our transitional blending colour and to create some depth in the crease. And then I'm taking the red eyeshadow from the same palette, and this is going on the outer corner and through the crease. Instead of creating a really like round shaped eye, we're going to go kind of straight across the crease and take it quite far into the inner corner, which you'll see me build up later on in the look as well. So it just goes kind of straight forward, if you know what I mean, and you just want to keep buffing and blend this out until you're happy with it. And then I'm taking another matte dark purple eyeshadow, and this is just going over the top of that again, on the outer corner and then straight through the crease, and then taking it slightly into the inner corners as well. And then just using a clean fluffy blending brush, I'm just going over the top of that just to make sure that there's no harsh lines and it's all really softly blended out. And then I'm just going to go back into the same palette and take the matte black eyeshadow, and this is just going to go over the top of the eyeshadows that we've already placed on the eye. So again on the outer corners and then slightly through the crease with this one. We're just trying to create a little bit more depth on the outer corners of the eyes with the black eyeshadow, and then I'm just using a clean blending brush to soften it up a little bit, and again just blend it into the rest of the eyeshadows. And then finally just using the matte white eyeshadow again just to go over the lid to help make it pop, and then just finishing it up by taking the darker eyeshadows with a little bit of black and purple and red all mixed together on the brush just on the inner corners as well, and then applying some mascara. Don't worry about making your lashes look amazing, just apply any, and a nice light coat, and it's only going on the top lashes. Then I've got my Pro Wax sculpting wax, and I'm just taking a little bit and rolling it up in my hands into these two wormy pieces, one longer one and one slightly smaller. I'm going to start off with the longest piece, and I'm going to place this down the center of my forehead, and then I'm just going to get a little spatula. You can use the end of a spoon or anything you'd like to use, and you just want to tug at the edges of the wax and pull it down onto the skin just to make sure you're holding it in place, and then the edges are then softly blended out as well. You also want to just use your fingers because the warmth of your fingers really helps blend out the wax as well and soften it a little bit. And then I'm just going to place the smaller piece just across it. So this is like an upside down cross that we're creating, and then I'm just using my fingers to blend out the edges. Again, you can use the end of a spoon, it's whatever is easiest for you. Now we really want to make that cross pop, so I'm taking this Ben Nye colour wheel, and these are like grease paints, and I'm taking the bright red shade first, and this is just going along the edges of the cross all the way around it, and then I'm just going to blend it in with my finger to soften it out a little bit. The key thing about doing special effects makeup is that you don't have to be too precise, and it doesn't have to be symmetrical or anything like that. So it's so fun to do because errors look okay, and yeah, just the messier it looks, kind of the better. So you can really go all out and experiment and just do what you want to do, really. And it's not like beauty makeup where everything has to be perfect, so don't worry about it. Then I'm just going to take the dark burgundy shade, and this is just going to go along the edges of the cross again, but this is going to go a lot closer to the cross now along the wax, and we're not going to blend it out as far as we did with the first red shade. This is just going to help create a little bit more depth and to make that cross really pop and stand out, as you can see. You then just want to take any black eyeliner. I've got Feline by MAC, and this is just going along my lower lash line, and I'm just going to take this down quite far onto my eyes as well. So you want to create a thick line, and also take it along your waterline too. So at this point I thought I should pop in my contact lenses, and these are the Mesmerize white contact lenses. Then I'm just going back onto the eyes, and with a short shader brush I'm just going to smudge out that black liner, and again just make the liner a little bit thicker. Then we're just going to add a bit more to the face, and I'm taking the red shade that we used earlier from the same colour wheel, and we're just going to take this around the edges of our noses. We want it to look really sore and nasty. Again, it doesn't have to be symmetrical, and then you want to just go over that with the burgundy shade as well, and just blend it in with your finger. Go crazy with it, look as sore as you want. I also decided to take those same red and burgundy shades around the edges of my mouth and blend those in as well. And then I've just got my Kryolan Supra Color grease paint palette, and I'm taking the grey shade and patting this all over my lips. I did actually build up a few different tones. You can use like different coloured lipsticks or anything like that to create this look. And then I'm taking the black one just on the edges of my lips again, and then I thought I would go back onto my actual lips and take white so that they just look really dead. You don't really want to look nice and pretty and alive. And then I'm just going in with the deep burgundy shade as well, just to create a little bit more depth on the lips as well. And then I thought I'd go back over with some more white just to make it look a little bit chapped and nasty. For contouring, I've got my MAC Sculpt powder, and I'm just taking this on a fluffy angled brush, and I'm heavily applying this in the hollows of my cheeks, and I'm going to take it down slightly towards my chin as well. And this is the one time you can really go all out with your contour, and it doesn't have to be soft and perfect. Really go heavy with it. And then along the temples I'm applying the same powder, and I'm taking it in kind of like a V shape, and then I'm just contouring my nose, and I decided to use the grey eyeshadow that we used on our eyes earlier to really further enhance that contour. Then I'm just taking a translucent powder by Kryolan. You can use any translucent powder, and I'm just setting the wax, just especially if you're going out, you don't want it to be sticky or anything. Now for the fun stuff. I swear no Halloween look is complete without some blood, and I'm heavily applying some congealed blood along my under eyes, and I'm just really patting and packing this on. Don't worry about applying under eye concealer or anything like that. I hadn't actually put any on because I knew I'd be putting blood in that area. So you just want to pack it on and then blend it out with your finger. Again, the messier the better, and the more the better as well, so don't worry. And then I'm just taking some of this along the edges of the cross as well, and I'm also taking the same blood along the outer corners of my mouth as well. And then I'm taking some runny blood, and I'm just placing this on the edges of the cross on my forehead, and I'm just going to allow it to drip down and kind of do its thing as well. I'm also going to take this along the under eyes as well. Be really careful when you're doing this, and make sure you do not get it in your eye. I didn't put it too closely to my eye, but yeah, you just want to let it run down and do its thing as well. For finishing touches, I'm just taking some blood into the palms of my hands, and I'm just taking that all over my neck and shoulders. Go crazy with it, apply loads. If you get fingerprints going onto your face and on your shoulders and neck, then that's pretty cool. Like I've said, go wild with it. I'm just going to mess up my hair a little bit, and then take a bit of that congealed blood just over my lips to complete the look. And there we have it. Please comment below with any other Halloween looks you'd love to see. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Share it, and thank you so much for watching. Happy Halloween!